Welcome to World Cinema Reviews. This is your host, Frank the Vamp, and welcome to a very special video because tonight we're going to talk about the dead. Yes, the Walking Dead. And we're just going to be major spoilers on this video, so be aware if you haven't seen season 5. It's getting released on DVD very soon, these days, I think. And, you know, go ahead and watch it, enjoy it, and then come back and watch this video. If you've seen the season 5 or already, or if you just enjoyed listening to spoilers and stuff like that, then stay tuned. Let's go ahead and dig in The Walking Dead and tell you, let's talk about the best show on television. Now I can barely contain myself to tell you that season 5 is one of the best seasons yet. Ever since Rick had that fight with Shane back on season 2, I haven't felt this excited for the show, and it's just one of the. I mean, because season 5 starts on a cliffhanger from season 4, and season 4 we know that it's ending up in Terminus. So what's going to happen to the group? What is Terminus really? What are they doing? And how is our gang going to escape that? Are they going to be able to escape that? So, and then we have three events basically happen on season 5. We have Terminus, we have the hospital, and we have basically Alexandria. And first of all, let's talk about what happens at Terminus. Also, gonna tell you that we're gonna talk about some important newcomers to the show, and we're gonna talk about um, what's gonna happen. Who left the show. Unfortunately, and maybe possible thoughts of what's going to happen in season 6, which is coming up. It's coming up in October. So, without further ado, let's dive into The Walking Dead. So, The Walking Dead starts in Terminus, and turns out the Terminus, we remember on season 4 how they were all showing the the sign saying, hey, you know what, this is a sanctuary for everyone, and blah blah blah, come here, you'll be safe here. And it's just pretty much a front for cannibals, man. What they're doing is that they're getting these unsuspecting people, drugging them, and then killing them, and for food basically. And season 5 pretty much starts you right up with some very gruesome graphic executions. And it's amazing how Rick and the gang are able to escape out of it. Especially, well, now aided, like I said, they're so strong when they unite. And this is one recurring theme in season 5, is that the walkers are no longer the biggest threat for Rick and the gang. The biggest threat for the group is basically people. People have become so tricky, and they take advantage of everybody, and they're so dangerous. They're actually more dangerous than the walkers themselves. So it's become a Mad Max type of world where survival depends on your ability to deal with people before they kind of kill them before they kill you. And they have to be extremely careful, and they can only just trust each other. But the group is as tight as ever, and it works. And as far as Terminals, we see Carol and Tyrese pretty much on doing their part to rescue the group, especially Carol. As Carol's she's badass. I mean, she could be she she's badass. I mean, she's unstable in a way, but she's a survivor. She's willing to do, and we'll see that that her character, Carol's character, Melissa McBride, it becomes very resourceful, very sneaky, and cold blooded too. We've seen that before, but she's kind of getting smart, and she kind of goes under the radar, and she's one of the most dangerous, and she backs up Rick with 100% of her heart. So that's really cool. Um, as far as the second event, that basically is rescuing Beth. Remember back when she was kidnapped. We know that she's taken to this hospital where kind of like this doctor, this police officers kind of patch up everybody who they find, but once they get them, they kind of make them become their slave, and it's just a weird society where and they kind of exchange each other for favorites, and it's implied that there may be some sexual favors also. So really messed up situation for the hospital. As far as the last thing is Alexandria, where they finally find a different place, towards the end, and this place appears to be peaceful, appears to be, this Shangri-La, this wonderful place, this peaceful place where everybody can just sing kumbaya and be safe from workers. But we have learned that things are not always as they appear, and it just even if maybe their intentions are not good, I mean are not originally bad, but it looks like Alexandria just more of the same. But and we'll see if Rick and the group changes the existing group that's behind the walls of Alexandria, or that's kind of like we'll get to see it on next season. And one of the coolest thing is that in Alexandria, Rick becomes a cop again, um, and along with Michonne, and they're both badasses. Michonne is one of my favorite characters that I wish she gets developed more on season 6. By now, she's kind of just looking for peace, and Michonne is. You can say that she's almost my second favorite character. Rick is always been my favorite, um, and it's really cool. I mean, as far as the plot, I guess that's we're going to leave that there, but we're going to talk about newcomers and people who are left. Let's talk about um, the one of my favorite characters, which is not really new, but she comes back, which is Beth, which is basically the sister. Um, she is she is the sister to Maggie. So she is extremely sweet, very smart. I mean, for her young age, very sarcastic, and very much does everything for love, and she proves it. And I mean, she is unbelievable. One of the most amazing, short acting in Beth. She really steals the show here for the as far as the hospital. Uh, you know, the hospital goes. Um, I will say that that one of the thing is one of the other characters is the antagonist. We have a couple here. But we have Christine Woods, is the officer who holds back captain and the leader, and she's really hard and evil, but she kind of has a heart, but you kind of think that she's just it's just a power stroke. For a while, she kind of shows heart, and then she just turns more evil, and towards a very horrible, tragic ending to the hospital situation. Her true colors are shown. Another new character is Tyler James Williams as Noah. This young kid who really wants to survive to see his family, and one of the another new character is Ross Marquand as Aaron, and he's just really cool, peaceful guy that it's kind of trying to make Rick's group join Alexandria, but they don't know if they can trust him, so they act very carefully towards him. Very interesting character, him, and I wish to see him more. And I think I'm gonna get my wish, um, because he kind of befriends Daryl towards the end. So as they become kind of the rescuers, and we're also going to see, one, some cameos and some faces done in the past. There's a flashback episode where a bunch of people who have already died. I mean, it's not a flashback. It's kind of like a hallucination that Tyrese goes through, and by then you can. But I'm not going to spoil that. I want you to see that if you haven't seen it. It's really cool. Who comes back for kind of like a surreal sequence that goes through. Um, we have Morgan Jones comes back. Remember him from season one? The guy who loses his son and kind of becomes a little bit mental unstable. Now it looks like he kind of gathered himself, but he's looking for Rick, and he doesn't know that Rick himself, has gone through some rough times, and after everything that happened, he's become tough as nails, and it's understandable what has happened to Rick. Um, it's like Glenn and everybody just trusts Rick, but Rick also, it's been known to kind of lose it, and he kind of loses a little bit here. But it's the thing that you kind of need to be a little bit crazy to survive this zombie world, right? Um, Now let's talk about who has left the show. Beth, unfortunately, leaves the show as soon as she comes back, and it's heartbreaking the way it happens. I mean, it really almost brought a tear to my eye. I mean, she was just one of the most excellent characters, and I'm sorry to see her go because she could have been so useful to the group because she had a heart, and perhaps that's why she can't stay because she had too much heart, and she kind of makes the ultimate sacrifice to protect Noah. Then Noah joins the group, but another unfortunate thing that Noah gets eaten because of one of the guys of Alexandria is a coward and kind of leaves them behind, type of thing, and that's another problem that happens with that dude and Glenn as well. So yeah, those are the. Oh yeah, there's one more loss that is, I will say, that is very significant. Um, it's the loss of Tyrese. Tyrese, I mean, is such a great heart, such a cool dude, and I mean, I will be sorry to see him miss, and he died trying to help Nolan. Now, also Bob unfortunately leaves. I thought that the Bob character, wasn't that strong. I know he's recovering alcoholic, but he wasn't developed. But I still felt sorry for him going, because he was a big part of the show as well. Especially kind of being, kind of having a thing with Tyree's sister, and so one more honorable mention. It's the fact that we also get the leader of Terminus. The lead cannibal is really really cool. Cool. Acting there, um, and I think he deserves an honorable mention, which is Gareth. Basically, he's kind of so calculating and stuff, and still follows the group to finish them all after they skip Terminus. Um, yeah, and uh, the thing about it is, one more thing that I want to mention is the idea of going to Washington is kind of popped up when uh, Eugene reveals that he's not a scientist. He's been lying to them all the time so they can get him there. So that was a big reveal, and that kind of make everybody snap, and it's just so brilliant. I mean, there's not one boring episode on season five. What else I can say? That season five, it's a roller coaster of emotions. It will keep you glued to your seat. There's not one boring episode. So what's coming up for season six? I want you guys to leave that in the comments. What do you guys think? Where is this going? Has Rick gone too far? Has Rick lost it too much and deserves not to be the leader of the group anymore? Um, should Michonne be the leader of the group now? Um, you know, Another thing is that where is Alexandria going now that basically things kind of came apart? It's hard to know where this is gonna go. We also have these wolves, crazy characters that are kind of trapping people and killing them with using zombie traps. What's that? What do you think that's gonna go to? What do you think So leave that in the comments. Tell me if you like season 5. If you didn't like it, well, let me know. I want to know why, because it's been really fun. And finally, I just want to tell you, support the show. Uh, because I know I do. I like buying everything, Walking Dead, and it's really cool. And I wish that, knock on wood, this doesn't get canceled for a very long time, because I really enjoy this show. And man, that's one of the best things. That's when you make a good TV show and you make it last and you make it like that. It's something good that you can look forward to, and I'm really looking forward to 606. Subscribe, leave your comments, and love you all. Stick around for season 6 coming up in October. Take it easy and don't let the walkers bite. Night night.